Create amazing AI images by using normal English language. Hello my friends, how are you doing? So today I want to show you a new extension for Automatic 1111, how to use it, how to install it, and then at the end of the video a much simpler solution that has exactly the same functionality. Alright, let's first get started here with the project page. And you can first of all see here some pretty awesome examples. The sunflowers by Van Gogh replaced as roses. We add here some fireworks to this photo, or you can add a cake instead of some fruit to this painting. The prompt is actually just normal English language, no secrets, no special techniques required. The reason, of course, is because this model is trained with the language model GPT-3 that you already know from GPT-3, where it works absolutely amazing. Down here we have some more examples. For example, a landscape where some ships have been added to the lake, or the mountains have been replaced by skyscrapers. Now, of course, when you look closely here, it's not just the mountains, also the trees have changed, but the result is still pretty amazing. Now, the cool thing is on the top of the page, there's a demo button here. When you click on that, this is loading the model on Hugging Face, so you can try it out. You can upload your own images, add your instructions here. Down here, you have a bunch of settings, like for example, the steps, the seed, the text CFG scale, and the image CFG scale. And then you can try out if this model is for you, if you enjoy the results you are getting. But of course, let's look at how you can install this on your own computer as an extension in Automatic 1111. And this is a very straightforward process. So first of all, go into your folder where you have installed Automatic 1111, look for the webui-user.bat, and for that, right click, show more options, edit, and here you want to add git pull before call webui because you want to have an updated version of your Automatic 1111 install. Save that, close that, double click that, and let everything run so it is installing the update that you need. After this has finished, simply load your web UI and click here on extensions. There you want to click on available, and there you want to click on load from. And the first point here is instruct Pix2Pix. This is exactly what we need. So on the right side you have an install button, click on that, and in no time this will be installed as an extension. To check if this is actually there, you can click here on the Install tab and you see it here in the list. To make sure that all of your extensions are updated, you can also click on the Check for Updates button up here if you want to. Now here's another thing we need, and that is of course the model. For that we need to go to this page here on Hugging Face. There's two versions of the model. One is the CKPT model, and then we also have the Safe Tensors model. Now the only difference between the two is that Safe Tensors is safer against being pickled, but because this is an official release, there shouldn't be much of a danger, and the CKPT model can be used with more different web UIs, so that might be a benefit because the download is 7.7 gigabytes. When you download this, you want to download it into your Automatic 1111 folder, in there into the models folder, and in there into the Stable Diffusion folder where all of your other models are. When the download has finished, close your window that you've used for updating, and then simply start Automatic 1111 again. After this has been finished and you reload your web UI, you now have here the Instruct Pix2Pix tab. So click on that so you see this kind of interface. And then you also want to go up here to the list and look for the Instruct Pix2Pix model and load that from that list. After that, the process is pretty straightforward. You have here your prompt, your negative prompt. Here you can upload images, but there is also a very cool extra function right below it, because you can see here that it says batch import. So down here you can activate this and you can set here a directory where you have multiple images. So for example, if you have 10 or 50 images of the Eiffel Tower and you want to add fireworks to all of them, you can just link to that folder and then have all of them rendered through as a batch. That's pretty amazing. Below this, you can have the output batches. This means how many versions of the images are generated at the same time. You have the amount of steps. 10 steps actually creates pretty amazing results, but of course you can go with higher step counts if you want to. You have here the seed. You can set this to a fixed seed or a random seed. You have the text CFG scale. This means how close it sticks to the text you have inputted. The standard setting here is 7.5. I wouldn't suggest to go over 11, but you can of course try that. For my experience, the higher the CFG scale is, the higher you want to have the step count so you don't get errors in the image. The same for the image CFG scale. Now this defines how close this stays to the input image that you're loading, because as the title of this extension says, this is an image to image render. Below that you have the output image width, so keep in mind that no matter how big the resolution is of your input images, the output width will be defined by this value, and in most cases will be lower resolution, especially if you're working with photos which have a very high resolution. Of course, Stable Diffusion and your GPU can't handle these high resolutions. So let's get started here and do some testing. So first we have our Eiffel Tower. I say add fireworks. Let's see what we get from this. Click on generate. And there we go. Right away we have some beautiful fireworks in our image. Now here's the first thing I want to point out. When we look at the original image, you can see that the Eiffel Tower has a very specific structure in the struts here and in the architecture of the tower. Now, if you have these very fine details, and this is also true for language in your image like text, you can see in the output that these details are not there anymore. They kind of look like it, but they are changed in a lot of ways, and this also will happen in a stronger way with text in your image. So just keep that in mind. But overall, the output is pretty amazing. It has actually put the fireworks behind our tower. But also, if you look exactly at the image, this has changed the lighting in the overall scene so that the color of the fireworks is reflected here on the ground with the same intense pink. While the tower itself still has a very nice and warm orange because, of course, this is a different light source. Now let's go here with a different example. We have this beautiful chocolate cake. I'm getting hungry just looking at it. Now look at the composition of the cake, all these drippings that run down on the side, the silver plate this is on, but also the stone wall in the background. Now when we look here at the result of our strawberry cake, we also have here strawberry sauce running down. You see the same silver blade down here and the same stone background. So a lot of the image parts aren't changed, but the cake has changed to a strawberry cake. Of course, you will also see here that the strawberries are not exactly strawberries in some cases, like this has turned into a strawberry snake. So you might want to render the image several times with different seeds because the seed has a high impact here on the quality of the result. Now here's another example I want to show you, and this is changing the hair color. So here I said make her hair black. This is our input image here. You can see we have blue hair, we have these pink balls in the hair and other elements of decoration. Now the output image here looks pretty good. It's not completely black. There's still a little bit of blue left, but the rest of the image is untouched and this looks pretty amazing. Now I want to point out here that this has also to do with the seeds. So in some of the seeds, these pink balls also have been turned into black. However, here is where we come to the limits of this model and its ability, because again we have this image, but now I want to change the hair to blue, and in this case all of the image is changing to blue, not just the hair. And no matter how I change the input prompt, what kind of text I was writing or negative prompt I was using, this always changed all of the colors, not just the hair. And now at the end of the video, I want to give you the big surprise that I promised you, because this extension is exactly the same thing I showed you some days ago for Playground AI for the photo or image editing. So this is using the same technique. You get exactly the same outputs with it. And also on Playground AI, you can use normal English language. But the good thing here is you don't need to install anything. It doesn't use your hardware. So if you don't want to jump through the hoops of installing the extension and downloading the model, you can actually just use Playground AI and generate up to 1,000 images per day for free. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and see you soon. Bye!
Oh, you're still here. So this is the end screen. There's other stuff you can watch like this or that. It's really cool. And yeah, I hope I see you soon. Leave a like if you haven't yet. And well, yeah,